No way.
All right, 6:30, putting the meeting to order. Before we get to the pledge of allegiance, I just want to remind everybody that if there's anybody from the citizens or anybody out in the public that wants to make a comment during the citizens' comments, the only time we'll be allowing that. During the rest of the meeting, it will be for council members only. And if those rules are not adhered to, then we'll be asked. With that being said, we're going to start with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Yes, let's pray. Lord, thank you for allowing us to come together this evening to discuss the business of the city. We ask that you watch over this meeting, that you guide us with heart and spirit to provide us with the facts and lead us to make decisions that are true and right and in the best interest of the citizens of Lakeside City. Amen.
Okay. These are all the council members that are present. Brad Snowden.
Present.
Carlos Harborough, present. Mayor Corey Glassburn.
Present.
Corey Caper.
Present.
Colby. Colby Caper. William Rutledge.
Present.
Eric Stevens.
Present.
And Brett Hale. And I'm Allison Sanders, the secretary, and I'm present.
Let it be noted that Councilmember Williams is not present. Okay, number 4, citizens' comments. I will go ahead and add that I did allow one comment to be spoken during 7B because it pertains to that line item. Other than that, all of the comments will just not come to it.
Yeah, I got Mr. John Pisano. He wants to talk about drainage in the block and culverts. Go ahead, Lord. Thank you.
Thank you, council. What I'm here to talk about today is I own a property at 707 Shoreline. It's that vacant lot right at the end. You come down the Skyline, I think it is. As you come down, there's a vacant lot. And that's 707 Shoreline. And what I would like to do, or I'm going to do, is I'm going to build a house on that lot. And I'd like the city to put into their budget or consider for next year to fix that culvert. I think it was a year and a half ago, the city came by and cleaned it all up and did a fantastic job. Now, I don't have flooding issues, but the drainage pipe is compromised. Halfway down, it sticks about 2 feet out of the ground, and then it's broken halfway down. It doesn't work. And what I would like to do at my expense is just grade it all out. I'll pull that compromised pipe out and just have a natural grade because there's no flooding issues. I've never seen a flooding issue, but I need the city's permission because I want to put a privacy fence down my property line. And to do that, I have to fix the culvert. And I also have to fix the old Wichita Falls Yacht Club that's there. You can't see it from the street, but if you walk down there, there's probably 100-foot by 50-foot lagoon. That's a concrete, it's all concrete walls in there. And probably been there 50 years. Somebody who's lived here would know, but they've collapsed over the years, they've collapsed. So I have to fix that. So in order to fix it, I have to address the drainage issue. And have somebody coming out to look at it, to give me a price on it. So that's what I need to talk to the city about. It would be in next year's budget. This construction, I don't plan on starting until September or October. So I just want to give you ample time to put that in your budget. The other issue I wanted to speak about is this morning I went into JP's and I met a gentleman who had asked me questions about the flock system. And I think I just recognized that. Yeah. So I just wanted to make a statement about what I know about the flock system and have it as a matter of record. if that's appropriate. So when I was on city council, Eric had proposed the city, and he was a council member at the time, he wasn't the city administrator. I don't believe, and would have to go from there, that we install this flock system. It was gonna be a camera system at each entrance that would only take the license plate in case there was any kind of crime, because we had an uptick in crime. My recollection is, we talked to Archer County Sheriff's Office, said, hey, we're only going to use this in cases of, potential crime, you would have access to come in here. And the city council had options. We could appoint the whole city council to look at it. We could make it view, I think, to all citizens, or we could restrict it. And we decided to restrict it to the city administrator. And that's what we did. Now, I don't know what's transpired or how the flock systems work or if we caught any criminals, but that's what I recall. And the purpose of having one city administrator to look at it was so they could go in and look at it anytime they want. To maintain the system, to see that the performance is working, you need a gatekeeper. And we appointed a gatekeeper. And to my knowledge, when I was on council, we never looked at that. Didn't have a need to. I'm not on social media. I don't follow things that are going on. But in a small city like ours, you hear that there are some disgruntled people questioning people's motives. And I just wanted to go on record and say, I don't want to be a part of that. I just want to let you know this. As a city council, we all stand here and do our part to make this city better. And I've only been out here 7 years, and this city is much better, in my personal opinion. The streets are cleaner, the culverts are cleaner, the houses are maintained better, and I think we're getting more and more people in the city. And I just wanted to go on record because we need somebody to monitor that system. And the question was, well, he's going in there anytime he wants to. That's his right as the administrator, period. I don't know if Mr. Snowdy's going in and looking at it.
I'm so sorry.
All right. Thank you for your time, but 707, we need to address that. And Mr. Ken, I just wanted to make that part of the record because I'm out of politics. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
And I have to go lay sod, man. I told you everything. I got a truckload of sod. So thank you for your time, and please consider that drainage easement.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Next, I got Mike Kennedy, that he wants to address hydrants. There was a question brought up to me a couple of days ago about the hydrants not being tested out. From what I remember, there was 2 that was tested or exercised by the city. And since that time, there's none been tested or exercised or greased that we know of. I believe Councilman Snowdy said that there was some money in the budget, but it seems like the council's waiting until the new budget comes out. If it is that the case? Is that the truth? Why can't you be oiling and maintaining the hydrants? Do you have the testing equipment to do those tests, pressurized tests that the ISO requires? Does the city council have the safety of the systems concern? The tower was completed. That was one of the reasons we think the testing didn't go on, but the towers should have been completed. $50,000 for the stem pipe, should have been filled up, should have been tested by now. Well, when does the city think that testing will start? And how much money are they going to put towards that? We'd like to know as soon as possible. Thank you. The other one, Mr. Holloway, will wait till 7B. We're gonna.
Brings us to number 5, items of community interest.
Lonnie?
Y'all ready? You know what I'm talking about? 2 pages.
All right, 8 calls in the month of June, 6 MVA, 6 EMS, 2 fire. A lot of work being going on next door. New work lights on Lakeside 40. Unfortunately, we had to use them last night, but they worked. Didn't have to turn off everything on the truck to get the lights to work, so good deal there. We need to get our GI back, get the brakes repaired on it. Thank you to Corey Yancey and Floyd Alley. Man, that thing whooped them. They had to go back, redo bearings, bleed the brakes out 100 times. They finally got it fixed up for us. Had a work day July 11th at the new station. Brad yelled at me for not inviting him, put that on record. We hung the joist in the office into the building. Took about 4 hours. We got that knocked out. We got our new SCBA bottles in. They're 8 bottles. They're used, but we only paid $200 for them, so that was a good deal. Drip torch is back in service. We got a 3rd drip torch. New hand tools for wildland fire. We submitted a grant for $14,200 for wildland PPE and bunker gear through the Wichita Falls Area Community Foundation. Fish fry September 26th. Need donations for the silent auction. I'm not going to get anything, Donald, because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to owe somebody money. Keith Walzer, our fire department, and his father donated plumbing from the fire department in the building. We buy the fixtures and the water heater, so we've got that part taken care of. We can get the fixtures and that water heater at cost. John Strisky is getting the Firewise Community Action Plan. So what this is, it helps protect the city and their sponsor area from wildland fires. We'll get some federal grants from the plan, and the city will get a sign recognizing them as Firewise Community. This could possibly lower insurance rates. It's pretty popular out west in Colorado and Mexico. Basically, if your land or your house backs up to a pasture, you're going to want to eliminate that fuel from your fence. So that way, if something does happen, by the time it burns up there, it won't be any fuel there. It won't catch your house on fire, your fence, your shed, whatever. He also signed us up to Ready, Set, Go. This kind of goes with the Firewise. This is more for like evacuation. It'll help you with a bug out bag. So if something was to catch on fire and just run into your house, you know what to grab and get out there. And we also are available grant. We'll eligible for grants for that too. We're also signed up by the volunteers, a website that directs individuals to VFDs. They're looking for new members. Just got signed up, haven't had any hits yet, but hopefully something's coming pretty soon. Thank you.
First thing, we are now YouTube Live, so if everybody wants to look at the camera, we got that implemented, so all of these meetings are being streamed live, and then they will also be stored on the YouTube channel. So that's up and running. Thanks, Scott, helped out some with that. Water tower repairs are now complete, and the water tower is back online. The other thing, just to echo off the fire department, what's going on there. I know Lonnie texted me today and told me about the the plumbing being donated and everything. The same contractor that's doing electrical for the main building came in, cut his bid all the way down to $5,000 for the electrical. And so we roughly had, it was bid out as an alternate, and that was to do it, was $89,000. We got it down all the way to roughly $27,000 what it's gonna cost y'all, so we saved about $60,000 right there too. So those are very good. You can see right there, it goes in. That's coming along pretty good. It's framed up. Today they put a lot of the electrical stuff in there, so we're humming along pretty good. All the concrete's done out there. It looks good. We're starting to do some backfill work on it, grading and stuff. So that, the other thing was, last month we did out that project there between 425 Shoreline and 501. That is it, 90% complete now. Man, made a big difference. Looks good and it really works, according to Chuck Robinson. The other thing is sewer task force. We've met 5 times now, and that's doing kudos to Scott for doing that. They've made a lot of headway, and I think we've got some good options, good stuff in store. And so I think the plan is we're going to meet tomorrow night and have a final meeting, try to schedule a public input meeting, get that all figured out when we want to do that public input meeting, and then open it up to the public, listen to comments and stuff like that, down, take their considerations, and then, hopefully next August have something, or not next August, it's coming up, August have something for y'all, bring it to y'all, present it to y'all. Kudos to Scott for doing all that. Other than that, that's all I got, city manager update.
Thanks, Eric, appreciate it. Thank you. Here's number 6, consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion when we're ready. Mr. Snowden makes the motion. Is there a second? Second. Mr. Schaefer seconds. Discussion between council. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Motion passes. Brings us to the number 7 on the agenda, which is the regular agenda. 7A, discussion and consideration on COVID-19 status and updates in city protocols.
Not a lot has changed. I know, Corey, I know you've been in close contact with Judge Jackson. We're still under 20 cases. I think we're 8 total in Orange County, none in Lakeside City. So we're moving along. We're still keeping the bathrooms locked into the park, just due to everything. Anything you want to bring up today?
No, I talked to Judge Jackson just about pretty much weekly. He sent everybody an email just letting know that it wasn't on Memphis and to where we had to wear a mask at this time. But just know that anything can change at any moment. So at this time, we're just going to continue like we are.
Good. That's all I got.
Here's to 7B, discussion consideration on approval of payment to contractor in Athletican Company for the percentage of work completed and stored to date being June 30th, 2020.
Do you want to let Steve?
Yes,
make
it's
his
in the
own?
amount of $215,000, $215,823.
Okay.
And I know we've spent a certain amount of money so far on this project, everything from the CO. My question is a very, very basic question, because I don't know the answer. When we get to the end of the CO money, whatever we allocated for that building, whatever that dollar amount is, when we get to the end of that road, is that gonna be a turnkey facility with everything finished on the inside? We're not gonna spend any more money, any more CO?
I think it's pretty much yes and no. There's the fire department in.
Right.
We couldn't afford to finish that out. And the fire department was aware of that going into it. So
I know they're doing some work.
right. So as far as everything except for that build out, which is what they're doing, which is what they had their work rate on, my understanding is a turnkey except for that.
Okay.
And that includes their plumbing and electrical.
Yeah, it's a turnkey building. Once it's done, we walk
Okay.
out of there. But the only thing we didn't include, because we didn't feel it necessary, was planting trees. If we wanted to plant some landscape out front or something like that, put a flower bed up front, you know. That's about the only thing we didn't include.
I think their plumbing and electrical was gonna be on the fire department, is that right? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what we
we dropped on it, but we didn't.
Right.
The fixtures like that.
It's
So
rough.
I wanna make sure I'm very clear about that.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. So, I mean, from our end, it's turnkey,
Yeah.
and they're fully aware of what wasn't gonna be done and what would be on them, and they're agreeable to that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Thank you. You bet, thanks. I entertain a motion when you're ready.
I'll make a motion we pay into this.
Mr. Rhodes makes a motion, is there a second? Somebody seconds the discussion between council. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Motion passes. Brings 7C, discussion and consideration on the Waste Connections CPI rate adjustment of 2.25% increase.
Yeah, so we received this letter out here just made last one back in March, like we do every year. We did it every year in March, and they say it's in our contract based upon the CPI information that the labor bureau puts out. They have a CPI rate increase every year, and we've done it every year since we've been in contact with them. We were able to extend it just due to COVID. That was one of the things we asked for them to postpone. So now come back and said, hey, can y'all go ahead and approve it? Obviously, they won't backdate to April 1st to do it there. But just so y'all know, I wanted to bring this stuff up right here. So right now, we're paying $19.06 a can. And with the rate increase, it's gonna bring it up to $19.49. But here's the interesting stuff. I'll bring this up, and forgive me because it's chicken scratch. But in 2013, our rates were $20. The council in 2013 decided to increase the rates to $22.75. And since then, we have stayed at $22.75 until this current point. They're at $22.75. 2014, we never raised the rates. They went up 78%. 2015, you can see what we did. 2016, 2017. So the council's always absorbed the rate. So we're fixing to start paying in 2020. We're set to pay $19.49. Y'all should all have the information that y'all can see what we charge. We charge $22.75. So usually we absorb this into our budget. And so I think it's just something we got to approve and pass on. If y'all want to absorb it in the budget, totally fine. If y'all want to look at increasing the rates, that's y'all's decision. But there hasn't been an increase since 2013. That's pretty good. I mean, everything's going up by the day, it seems, and we haven't changed the rates since 2013.
I think it's something definitely you look at. It looks like it comes up April 1st, is that right?
Well, no, they're gonna implement it now.
No, but next year.
Yeah, next year they'll send us a letter in March.
We need to take a look at it.
It's per our contract.
We need to probably discuss that in one of our budget works, yeah.
And we've reached out, there's another company, a new company here in town, and we've reached out to them. Our biggest problem is, I know Brett's looking at our contract right now. It's one of those, it's been this way for years, even since we started. It's called the Golden Evergreen contract, which means every year it renews for 5 years. So we tell them right now, hey, we want to cancel our contract. We got to carry out 5 more years with this thing.
I thought
We did that
we
last
did,
year.
we already voted.
Yeah, yeah, we turned it in, but
So we have 4
4
years.
years if we want to continue. So
And Brett, you're looking into that, see if there's any kind of,
I thought I already did a couple months ago.
you did, I just, yeah. But 4 years.
I can't remember what my response was. That was a couple months ago, so I've slept on it. Go look at my notes.
Okay. Yeah,
Have we got a roundabout quote from this other company?
so, yeah, they're putting it together right now as we speak for us. I think they'll probably be cheaper. The thing that they're looking at doing is, obviously with Waste Connections, they offer a month, the first Tuesday of every month, they do the bulk pickup. What this company is coming in and offering is saying, hey, we're gonna give y'all 18 roll-offs a year. And they're saying we store one, put a fence around it, and so people, instead of having to wait first Tuesday of every month, people could come up there, as long as they residents and throw away residential trash, and, dumping it there. And then, 18 a year, obviously that's one of those winter months, you're not gonna have as many as you would during the summer months. And so that's their proposal. The other good thing about this company is they have smaller trucks, which means they're not gonna tear up our roads like these other heavy, bigger ones that Waste Connection has. But the hardest part is getting out of our contract, carrying it for 4 years.
correct me if I'm wrong, as of right now, besides the new company, we don't have another company.
No, yeah, this new company just came into play literally like 2 months ago.
But other than that, there's no.
No,
other
there's,
option.
yeah.
Waste Connections.
It was ISI, and so Waste Connections is literally the monopoly.
Didn't they agree to give us a new truck last year to bring one out here that wouldn't leak? And
They do. And so one of the complaints I get with the new truck is, I guess, it picks it up and the hydraulics are still pretty stiff. This is just talking to them, and this is what they're relaying back to me. And so when it sets the trash cans down, the lids, plops the lids open. A lot of elderly people, when it rains, fill up the trash can and they get mad because the trash can's heavy. So they're trying to balance between the two.
And if I remember right, I actually think it was about 6 months ago when I looked at it, but I do think there's a potential way out, but it's not gonna be pretty, and it's not gonna make a lot of people happy, but I guess that's the thing is that the bridge you want? You want to burn the bridge and get out of this thing, or no? But I do think there may be a legal way for us to get out of that sort of a contract. I'd have to double check to make sure, but that's kind of, I think, where we ended before, because I think that at that point, we
just really didn't have any other good options.
This is what we can look into making on the agenda item.
Maybe for the next one, we'll get possibly the bid from the new company and.
By August, we should have a new bid
So we'll,
by this next council, August the 21st.
Do you know what their contract's going to be like?
No, I don't.
I do not.
All right, back to the point of order. Discussion considerations as far as the rate adjustments of 2.25%.
Motion to accept the increase. Make a motion to accept the 2.25% increase.
Mr. Baker makes a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Scarpa seconds it. Discussion between council.
Just to be clear, y'all, we're gonna absorb this into our budget, correct? And I'll pass it on.
And can we discuss that again in our next budget, like our workshop, where we want to raise or all that?
Sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I'd like to really discuss that.
We will absorb it now and figure it out when we get to the main budget.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Brings us to 7D, discussion and consideration of Lakeside City policy statements and regulations of fire hydrant maintenance.
Yeah, so this was, back in May 19, 2020. Mr. Bradshaw presented that case, y'all looked at it, y'all asked to, instead of doing an ordinance, do a city policy. We came up with the city policy, y'all should all have that. Policy objective is to provide fire hydrant inspection and maintenance that is balanced against the nature and quality of risks that involved, and the council deems is reasonable in consideration of all circumstances, including budgetary limitations, available personnel and equipment, and the criteria of one to meet the standard duty of care. The policy says fire hydrant shall mean any and all fire hydrants installed upon or connected to the city's water system. It does not include standpipes or privately owned fire hydrants. The Lakeside City Utilities Department and the city engineer shall be the ones responsible for the installation, alteration, and relocation and maintenance of fire hydrants. Number 3, the annual budget for providing the fire hydrant maintenance and servicing requirements shall be reviewed annually and may be amended to more accurately reflect labor, equipment, and material and costs. And then number 4, the Lakeside City Utilities Department, in cooperation with the Lakeside City Volunteer Fire Department, shall operate and inspect all hydrants once a year to identify any operational concerns that may need to be addressed. Y'all all got this in your packet. Hopefully y'all have had time to review it. If you want to make any changes, add, take away, now's the time to let me know.
My only thing would be to clearly define once a year. Is that a calendar year? Is that a fiscal year? I would say fiscal based on the budget. Then it needs to go from October.
That's what I would recommend.
But I would make sure that was detailed in there just so it's clear and concise.
What we discussed before about getting them before the end of this fiscal year,
That's what we're gonna do. We're trying to get
try and get them done.
just so we know what the budget, and I'm what we can fix it, whatever.
Yeah.
And we do have the equipment to test those.
Yeah.
records.
We got the purchased equipment, we have the equipment. Sam, Kevin, I think got a little over 90% of them. Now they're old, they got that little brass thing where they gotta pull them out, they're gonna grease them, sort of letting the grease slide down and they're gonna come back. I mean, it's one of those things, keep in mind, there's only 2 guys. They carry a lot on their shoulders, and so trying to, work this, add this into it. I think we're trying, I think we'll still, they feel comfortable that we'll still meet October 1st goal of what we said.
And the strict reason for that was just so we can budget in any kind of repairs that would happen for the next one.
So has the city and the fire department talked about the testing part?
Yeah, me and Lonnie have talked about getting them involved. They want to know where the locations are. We also talked about putting those deals with fire hydrants, the blue reflectors out there in the middle of the street, so we know where the fire hydrants are.
Yeah, we
This
want to
way-
do those that we know where they're at.
And it'd be something the utility department would oversee, the fire people doing it. We don't want somebody just going up there and cranking it open and not doing it right, and breaking stems and everything else, and so it'd be. opened some over on the west side, just when we do the the water tower on, we had to flush several hydrants up there, just get some of that stuff out. Sunday night, Kevin was out at 11:15 till 4 o'clock in the morning. We had a main water line break over there on Bowman Road. So 3 of those got open and flushed because you got to get there out from there. So 3 on Bowman have been flushed and open. So, Yeah.
So you guys think?
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion to form the grade, there's no more discussion on this.
I'll make a motion to accept. Policy regarding fire hydrant.
Just gonna make some motions, there a second?
Second.
There are seconds of discussion from council. Was that motion to make it a fiscal year?
Yeah, I got it written down here. And I'll make it a thing and then have you sign.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Motion passes. Brings us to 7E, discussion and consideration on road repair bid proposal of $49,999.
Yeah, as you know, in the certificate of obligation, we have $500,000 set aside for road repairs. Last meeting, y'all did a budget amendment to put $49,999 in there. In this year's budget, to allow for us to do some road repairs, I reached out to 3 local contractors. Burkett said they're 2 years out. They didn't even want to look at it. Bud, he couldn't get to it till October, so he said, I mean, that really defeated the purpose. Lawnmower is the same guy that got the bid on the dirt work and everything on the building. Came in and looked, and he gave us the thing for $49,500, and we came up, looked at the worst scenarios, where the worst streets are, and that includes right there on Chris Street. This is, there's a new house built right here, it just got built on, on CB right there. This has never been overlaid, it's always been chip sealed. And this is Skyline, so this is CB, and then Skyline all the way down to Chris. Now Chris, this little section right in here was overlaid about 5 years ago, but this hasn't, and this hasn't. So they're saying,
I'm not, when I see
We're not
this
seeing,
and
we're
that.
not seeing this and that.
oh, it's not.
So just for geographical, the park building is the bottom left corner. This is looking west.
My bad.
We got
So
the
yeah,
house.
here's the park pavilion right there. This
Water
is Skyline that
tower.
runs all the way down right here, all the way to Shoreline. So what they're wanting to do is right here on Chris, come in, overlay it, 2 3/4 compacted, which would be 2 inches total. This is CB, they come in and do CB right here. And they, this section of Skyline, in between CB and Chris, that's never been done. And then this area right down here, it's real bad. This is down there by like, Chris Scott's home, and then that's right there. I mean, it's bad down there. So we include those 4 areas, and then the last one would be down at the end of Edgewater. This is real bad. The trucks go down there all the way down to Edgewater, and the garbage trucks turn around down there and tear it up. We've done some repair ourselves. And so what they're saying to fix all that is they're gonna come in from where you see it to there, they're gonna put 6 inches compacted, give a good solid thing to where those trash trucks come down there and turn around and tear it up. So that's what the bid of $49,500 includes.
Well, the 6 inches, because trash truck's still on it, so like, he's still gonna carry it up quite a bit, though, isn't he?
Yeah, just not as quick as that. What we're looking at doing is, get this knocked out before October, and then come back in October and get a lot more done, whatever, $450,000 that'd be remaining. And what we would like to do on Edgewater is try to get everybody to put their trash cans on one side and have them back down to Edgewater, and that way it's only on one side of Edgewater, instead of going down there, turning around, tearing it up, coming back. Now, that's only on the dead end part of Edgewater. That's just the thought that Dean came up with, we could put them all on one side. Edgewater's a pretty narrow street when you get back there.
It goes down from the regular width down to 30 feet right there. It narrows down.
and there's no place to even put a turnaround.
No, well,
I mean,
they
it's
back,
too tight.
Well, you can see,
they back up into to the left of the screen, and they pull forward into that driveway, and then they back up again, and they pull forward again, and usually by then they can pull out.
the street is right there.
Right.
And they come in, and the mailman and everybody else is just sort of turning the gravel and stuff right there, so. That's the hard part.
My question is, when you go back to the map and look at those four other areas, raising those up 2 inches, is that gonna cause any problems with flooding in that area?
No. That was one of the concerns. And they'll, what do you call it, what's the technical term, where they slope it in the middle or it runs off to the side? Yeah, ground.
My concern is obviously raising 2 inches allows water to go up 2 more inches towards the house. I just wanna make sure nobody's in danger of that.
Correct.
Because on Chris, they don't have much of any type of culvert.
Right.
Yeah. From Chris, their yards are almost even.
Correct. I mean, yeah, it's not a lot, but it's a start to get going. At least get something going before, while they can get to it. Get going.
It's October.
Then it would be completed by October. It has to be completed by October, September 30th.
I think that it'd be done no more for this one, but my question, concern is I don't want $50,000 to save death. You know what I mean?
$50,000 what?
The road repairs. We get more bang for our buck if we spend some bigger money than one go.
They do it all by the linear foot. And so it's one of those things, whether what they say, don't quote me, I'm not the one putting bids out. They do it all by the linear foot. So it's one of those things.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get a price break.
You might get a little bit of price break, but I don't think.
Yeah, they're already out here and we have more things to do.
Good equipment around each.
Right.
We can get this one done and see where we're at.
Some quality work.
So we all know there's several other places.
Right.
Start.
And that was the hardest thing. I mean, there was several places we could come in and done 15 foot here, 10 foot there, 20 foot there. And they said, wait till October 1st and they can come in and do a whole stretch of it. Make it a whole stretch of it.
I guess my question on Chris, if you raise it like that and there's no drainage ditches, where does that water going to go? Even if they crown the road a little bit. once you-
Now, Chris, north side, all runs back towards the park. And it goes, cuts across there. There's a culvert down there that comes across Chris on the south side of Chris, it goes up underneath the road.
I think it's about the road, kind of on the block right for this.
Yeah.
You can see that. There's like a little bridge that goes over
It goes.
that.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but there's a culvert right down there.
So that will be.
And they all are supposed to flow back to the park, and then I want to say somewhere up here's driveway, there's another one that goes across right there.
Any more discussion? I can kind of motion to send it ready.
Make a motion to accept Tom Morris. Road repairs.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Carter seconds it. Discussion between council. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Brings us to number 8. Other council matters. Sandy, you have any?
No, I don't. The station up there is doing really good. Doing real good. Pretty pleased with that. They've come a long way in a short amount of time. I saw something the other day. I was gonna forget.
I'll come back to you. Scarborough?
Nothing. Thank you.
few things we've blocked, paid for, the water towers and all that, those other things, I'll have to think about the park over there again. There's no next big deal. Don't go hauling in dirt, I don't know how much more we need, but we can get, we can do a little something, put some picnic tables under those trees or something. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Designate that as park, and start doing something.
Sure.
The houses that are gonna be
Is my next question, where are we standing with the work over here across the street?
Archer Heights?
Yeah.
That I said in my update, I might have missed, they're fixing to put the, I might have missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got pipe over here, the guy was supposed to be here today, he's starting trenching in, the sewer line, but then I guess just one of the workers had a wreck, so he should be here in the morning. They're putting all the water, they're putting complete sewer in, the whole development, complete water in for the whole development, and then coming back, we'll put the concrete in, and the culverts and the pavement, and we do it all at once and stuff, so.
And the
Yeah,
second
so they
one,
should be pretty hot heavy the next month or so, putting in the water and stuff. Now, just so you know, there's 2 fire hydrants that are spec'd on it, that will go in, there's one right here on Don Street, that will be across the street, from the cul-de-sac that will go in, and one in the middle of the street that goes all the way across. It'll be 2 new fire hydrants.
then, have we heard any updates on the ball? Tell me, or, but,
Yeah,
I rode in Vasco with the guys who run there, and he said that they are sent out for testing and that they're actually compressing them right now to see which, you can correct me wrong, which sample is the best to make the plot. So they're just in testing. He said he was hoping to get the results back this week.
right.
Correct me wrong. That's just-
The latest update I had, he came and did the presentation back in November, we had allocated $7,500, that went to the sampling of it. And so now they're at the Jim Alex, the guy, and his cost is $2,500, $2,500, and that's not, we didn't allocate those funds, so they're trying to get that money together to get the results back.
that's all I have.
I do not.
Okay, so I did hear back from, the city attorney for the city of Wichita Falls about, a possible, concurrent jurisdiction with municipal courts, and they have turned us down flat.
Really?
Yeah. They said it wasn't necessarily a cost thing, but I think it was. From his email, I kind of got the feeling that, they wanted a whole lot more than fines in order to make something like that happen. In fact, apparently they wanted, I got the feeling they wanted so much that it's just a no. It's gonna be a no. It's not gonna work. He said it's not going to happen. So basically, I mean, you're back to square one, which is if we're gonna have a court, it's gonna be here. You're gonna have to put some money into it if you want it. You're gonna have to get a clerk certified, trained. You're gonna have to find a judge. You have to pay the prosecutor to come out. And if you're gonna have a good court, it's gonna have to meet regularly. I would say no less than once every 2 months, but I'm not sure that you're gonna attract a decent judge for that. I would think if you really want an effective court, it meets monthly. But if you're gonna have an effective court that meets monthly, you're probably gonna be throwing around $750 to $1,000 out of the month total cost. So, I'm telling you this in that this is if you want it, you can have it, but it's not gonna be a profitable venture. It's, between fines, and, well, all you have is fines, okay? You are not going to be making money. And I'm assuming that your clerk would probably be Allison. I don't know what her workload is right now, but, clerking a court does take time, quite a bit of time. So I don't know, it could involve extra labor. So I'm just throwing that at you to kind of start milling over, because if you want a court, it's gonna take money. Yes, I can help you get it together, but it's just how much do you want to put at this? And remember that we don't have tickets, you know, we have to only prosecute based on complaints because we don't have a peace officer. So just start churning on it.
The mayor can sit in as judge, though, right? Until
The
we
mayor can
find-
sit in as judge and, you know, now, take this for what it is, okay? But, that would not be a very popular post. So as far as a long-term solution, I don't think that would be a very good long-term solution because, I don't think that the municipal judge makes a lot of people happy.
But until we can find one, it could be.
Could be.
Large county not an option?
They're too far,
And the city holidays are an option.
too far. Basically, your borders have to be contiguous or within, I think, a half mile. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, just to echo, he brought it up, Johnson. My staff, I gotta give kudos to them. I mean, we're busier than we've ever been. The city's bigger than it's ever been. We got more on the table than we ever had. Sam and Kevin have took the load on and done it. We've asked a lot more of them this year than we've ever asked them in the past. Same thing with Allison, obviously with the support system. Same thing for Justin and Don. I mean, they're kicking tail. And so I would just say, as we get ready for budget, looking at that, definitely consider at least cost of living or something kind of raised for those guys. They really make the thing go around.
One thing I have is I want to thank Scott Storm for heading up, it's your task force. And kind of started that and watched the YouTube videos. I'm not here at every meeting, but I do watch them, so I thank you for the time. I'm here also want to thank you and your staff for all the time that you put into the city side. It's nonstop. I don't want you to think that it's not appreciated.
Thank you.
That's all I have. If there's anything else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Carl makes the, Eric makes the motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second. Further seconds, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, say no. Sounds like a